The Augusta National Golf Club in Augusta, Georgia. For 51 weeks of the year, a private golf club, a green and secluded retreat, far from the pressures of the madding crowd, the frenetic modern world. However, in the second week of April, a sudden change comes over the Augusta National. It's another soft southern spring, and everything is blooming and coming to life. Flowers, trees, people, and golf. This is the week of the Masters Tournament, one of the 4 major championships in the world. The creation of a distinguished sports event like the Masters depends on many elements, but first and foremost, great players. Men like Sam Snead, Julius Boros, Don January, Billy Casper, the defending Masters champion. Looking out over the course, he ponders the challenge ahead.
I do a tremendous amount of pacing the first 2 days upon arriving at Augusta, rechecking my yardage markers to make sure that they are correct. I keep a record from year to year of my markers so that I have a firm knowledge of the golf course.
This face looks familiar. Arnold Palmer, the only 4-time winner of the Masters, sets off on a practice round with Gary Player, Tony Jacklin, and Raymond Floyd.
$1,000,000%.
In the relaxed atmosphere of a practice round, that's when you catch the players in their most spontaneous mood.
Could use that. That's $1,000,000% big. Hey, Ray, where's Ray?
Gary now.
You want another one, Gary? You want another one? I'll take the first one.
It will be a little different once the tournament starts. The course is ready. One of the most testing in the world, and one of the most beautiful. It was designed in collaboration with Alistair Mackenzie by Bob Jones, the great champion of the 20s, who founded the Augusta National Golf Club in 1931 and fathered the Masters Tournament 3 years later. The Augusta National features wide, tumbling fairways and large, highly contoured greens. On 5 of the holes on the second 9, the route to the green is menaced by water. The fairway of the short 16th is nothing but water. It's Wednesday, the day before the start of the tournament, and the terrace behind the clubhouse is jammed. On hand, foreign officials, players, players' wives. For the patrons, this is a day for visiting, but for others, it's a working day. Hord Hardin, head of the tournament's rules committee, confers with Bill Kerr, the head of the television committee.
Of the USGA.
In the press building, the co-founder of the club, Clifford Roberts, who has served as chairman of the Masters since its inception, holds his annual press conference with the writers and broadcasters assembled from all over the world. The eve of the 1971 Masters Tournament. Everything is in readiness. Thursday, the day of the opening round. The patrons collect their pairing sheets before heading out onto the course. The first pair off, as usual, the Masters' 2 honorary starters, Freddie McLeod and Jock Hutchison. In the foreground, Freddie McLeod from North Berwick, Scotland. Freddie won the United States Open Championship 63 years ago.
Yeah, you better get him back up there.
I bet you can't hit him. Hey, I haven't
You don't want to
got
take any chances.
Steady. Give me the tee. Hey.
We both use the same team. He doesn't want me to use this because he hit a good one off
How do
it.
you think I'm going to get around?
Are you going to get around?
I'm going to tee it up here.
I know.
Jock Hutchison from St. Andrews, Scotland. Jock won the British Open exactly half a century ago.
Okay.
2 fine drives. Jock Hutchison, age 86. Freddie McLeod, age 88. One of the truly memorable moments in the Masters. On the first tee, Billy Casper, the defending champion. On the opening round, it is traditional for the men who have won the Masters to be paired with the amateurs in the field. Casper's partner is Lanny Wadkins, the reigning national amateur champion. The 1969 amateur champion Steve Melnick is paired with Arnold Palmer. This is Charlie Coe. Charlie won the amateur twice in 1949 and 1958. Then in 1959, he was defeated in the final of the amateur by Jack Nicklaus, his partner today. This is Bill Campbell, at 49, the senior amateur in the tournament. Bill's partnered with a slightly older man, Gene Sarazen, Masters champion in 1935, and the first man to capture the 4 major championships for professional golfers: the Masters, the United States Open, the British Open, and the PGA. Gene is 69. This year, there are 15 golfers representing 9 foreign countries in the starting field of 77. In addition to Gary Player and Tony Jacklin, they include Bruce Devlin from Australia. Takaaki Kono from Japan. And Shea Young-Yo from Formosa. Here on the 7th green, a bid for a birdie. Teeters on the edge of the cup but fails to fall. In contrast to some of our temperamental homegrown stars, Young-Yo is the picture of Oriental serenity. He taps in calmly and settles for honorable par. This is a bright, warm spring day, and it's brought out large and exuberant galleries. On the 7th, a bit later, Bob Lunn. Bob has started with 6 straight pars, a chance here to move 1 under. Right in the middle. It's perfect weather for scoring, and one man, Charles Coody, as the leaderboard shows, has been making the most of it. Coming to the 18th hole, he stands 6 under par. Before playing his approach to the 18th, Coody signals for an official. He's hooked his drive, and a television tower obstructs his line to the green. The ruling? He can move the ball 2 club lengths, and he is permitted a free drop. A well-struck 6-iron. Onto the upper terrace of the green. Sets up a par on the 18th for Charles Coody. It gives him an opening round of 66, 6 under par, and a 3-shot lead on the field. A word about the scoring system used on the leaderboards, and which incidentally was devised here at the Masters. Green numerals denote the number of strokes over par a player stands at that particular stage of the tournament. Red numerals, the number of strokes he's under par. A green 0, he's even par. Friday, the spectators arrive early. Cloudless blue skies. Up to now, we've had an unusually cold spring in Georgia. This is more like it. As usual, Jack Nicklaus has attracted one of the biggest galleries. On the 3rd hole, a 9-iron approach. Dropping softly at the back of the green, about 25 feet from the pin. Straight putt. Birdie chance. Jack's obscured by the caddy. Jack, as you know, has already won the 1971 PGA crown, and his goal is to sweep the 4 major championships in 1 year for an unprecedented Grand Slam. On the tee of the short 6th, Arnold Palmer. Pushed it off a shade, but it gets a nice kick toward the flag and finishes 15 feet away. Arnie stands 1 over par for the tournament. Playing quite well, but he hasn't holed anything on the greens. No. He's missed another. Putting, which used to be one of the strongest parts of Arnie's game, has been his bugaboo in recent years. When you're not putting, golf can be a struggle. Up ahead on the par 5 13th, Don January. Playing his second, a fairway wood. Finishing on the left-hand fringe, hole high, about 60 feet away. January, chipping. A little short. Billy Casper, paired with January, lies 2 over the green. Casper putts for his eagle 3. And holds it. A big lift for Billy. 1 over par now, working hard. January. January. Don January, 41-year-old Texan, steady performer. On the 16th, Gary Player. 190 yards long, all over water. This is one of the most dangerous holes on the course. Good shot by Gary. He's fighting to stay even with par. Yes, how different it all is once the tournament starts. Utterly gone, the joie de vivre that pervaded the practice rounds. In its place, a grim concentration. You see it in Palmer. His approach to the 17th. Caught the back wall of the bunker. Another yard, and it would have been stiff to the pen. That's how it goes some days. No comment needed. A beautiful putt, a real gutty hang in there par, and Arnie's army responds. January, approaching the 17th. A low punch shot. It sits down quickly and gives Don a crack at a birdie. That was a big birdie for Don January as it turned out. It gave him a second straight 69, and it put him 6 under par and out in front at the 36-hole mark, a shot ahead of Charles Coody and Bob Murphy, 2 shots ahead of Tom Weiskopf, and 3 shots ahead of Gene Littler, Dale Douglas, Jack Nicklaus and Hale Irwin. During the tournament, the Masters patrons have been making their donations to golf's tribute to Ike. This year, in recognition of General Eisenhower's great contribution to the popularity of the game of golf, the USGA and the PGA are sponsoring a drive to complete the financing of Eisenhower College and the Eisenhower Medical Center. This cottage, Mamie's Cabin, served as General Eisenhower's vacation White House during his years as president. In this room, the president indulged in one of his favorite diversions, painting. This is his impression of the 16th hole, the picturesque par 3. And this is his portrait of his grandson, David, whom he introduced to the game of golf and painted on the grounds at Augusta. Not only here at the Masters, but all over America, golfers and friends of golf are participating in the tribute to Dwight D. Eisenhower. Saturday, the morning of the third round, and now the tension is really setting in. The expectant crowds trooping onto the course feel this in the air. On a day like this, lots of trouble all around the course. For Hale Irwin, just a slight touch of rough. For David Graham of Australia, a tougher problem to solve. Ken Still in the heart of the Pine Land. Here we go. Steve Melnick in another part of the forest. Deep in the woods, Gary Player, faced with playing an intentional hook. And bringing it off. Gary really has a dramatic flair, the George C. Scott of golf. The man who's really in trouble is Gene Littler. On the short fourth, he's not only bunkered, but his ball is completely buried. Just finding it is a problem. It took Gene several minutes of probing before he located the ball. That's all he could do, just dislodge it. Beauty, almost hold it. From the rough on the second, Don January, leading the tournament, plays a superb controlled hook out and around the long branches of the pines and onto the green of this 555-yard par 5. He'll have a putt across the green for an eagle 3. Sliding down, very close to the cup. Just a tap-in left. A calm, detached competitor. Jack Nicklaus is moving. 2 under par today as he plays his approach to the 10th. Oh, he's pulled the shot badly. After a weak chip, a 15-footer to save his par. Big putt. Jack has been in a conspicuously determined mood all week. The Grand Slam has been on his mind every step of the way. Now he's in an excellent position, 2 shots behind the leader. That's Charles Coody again, 2 birdies going out. The chance for another on the 9th. A 10-footer. Yes. Coody moves 8 under par. A half hour later, Coody comes to the perilous 12th. A well-struck iron. Safely over Rays Creek and stopping fairly close to the flag. Give Coody's caddy an assist on that birdie putt. Coody, by the way, has a reputation for being a formidable streak putter. Coody, the long 13th. He's just short of that tree. Taking a 3-wood. A splendid shot from that side hill lie. It just clears the creek, finishing about 40 feet past the cup. A little strong, a good 7 feet past. What a great rush by Coody. That's 5 birdies for him today. He's now 10 under par for the tournament, and he's opened up a big 4-stroke lead on the field. Charles Coody, a 33-year-old Texan, modest, quietly intense, an extremely capable player. Nicklaus, lining up his second on the par 5 15th. On the last 4 holes, a mixture of beautiful and bad golf. 2 birdies, 2 bogeys. Hit a 2-iron, out and around that fairway pine. It's flying comfortably over the pond before the green. Jack carried that iron over 220 yards. "50 feet away, 2 for his birdie." Nice lag putt. A yard away. This was the first of 3 consecutive birdies by Jack Nicklaus. A blazing counter rush at just the right time. The leaderboards tell us that young John Miller has also been going like a house on fire. He's picked up 5 shots on par today. This is Miller coming up the 18th now, playing his approach. No, that won't be up. He's bunkered. Not a bad recovery, but Miller needed 2 putts to get down and had to take his first bogey of the day. Nonetheless, a sensational 68 by Johnny Miller, a 23-year-old San Franciscan in his 3rd year on the tour. He'll bear watching. That's Charlie Yates at the wheel.
Open up.
Back to Nicklaus, climbing the slope of the 18th. A problem here. He lies 2 off to the right of the green after bunkering his tee shot. Playing 3. A delicate, difficult little pitch. No, that isn't what Jack wanted at all. Like Miller, Nicklaus finished his round with a bogey, but still posted a 68. Trouble, too, for Charles Coody. He's lost his putting touch. It's very short here on the 14th. Three putts, a bogey, 5. Coody, 16th green. Another 3-putt green. Another bogey. 17th green. Still another bogey. From 10 under par to 7 under par. And now everyone here is thinking back to Coody's collapse in the 1969 Masters. That year, he walked off the 69th green, leading the tournament, and then bogeyed the last 3 holes to finish 2 shots behind the winner. So, after 54 holes, here's how it stands. Sharing the lead, Nicklaus and Coody. 2 shots behind, January. 3 shots behind, Irwin and Weiskopf. 4 shots behind, Miller. In the interview room of the press building, Jack Nicklaus arrives to go over his round for the reporters and to answer questions. Nicklaus is followed to the interview stand by the co-leader, Charles Coody. In the main press room, more than 200 typewriters are chattering now as the reporters write their stories for the Sunday papers. A record number of representatives of the news media attend the Masters, over 1,200 annually from all over the world. The writers file a record number of words, an average of over 1 million at each Masters. By the way, television coverage of the Masters is carried in several foreign countries. Back in the press room, working on their stories, Lincoln Worden of the New York Times and Carol Stonger of the Associated Press. Peter Ride of the Times of London. Waxo Green of the Nashville Banner. Pat Ward Thomas of the Manchester Guardian. Sarah Pileggi of Sports Illustrated. The whole corps carrying on the tradition set by Grantland Rice, the first great American golf writer and a charter member of the Augusta National Golf Club. Sunday, the morning of the fourth and final round. Another glorious day. By the way, this makes it 8 straight years that the Masters has gone without a single day of bad weather. Charles Coody is off at 1:16 p.m. Down the left, but nothing to worry about. Jack Nicklaus, the other co-leader, is off at 1:24. Oh, that's one of Jack's big ones. That one will be out close to 280 yards. Jack has only a wedge left to the first green. He's throwing it a mile high, plummeting down to the left of the flag, 15 feet away. Straight putt. Nicklaus jumps off with a perfect birdie. Young John Miller is carrying a large, spirited gallery. On the third, a 9-iron approach. Spinning back to 14 feet. Bold attacking putter, this young man. Yes. If John Miller has anything to say about it, this is not going to be a 2-horse race between Nicklaus and Coody. Fourth tee, Miller has a powerful, lithe swing. They're playing the short tee on the fourth today. John took a 6-iron. A little left, 35 feet from the cup. Slightly downhill, the greens are putting moderately fast. Looks good. He's gone birdie. John Miller lies only 2 shots off the pace. 5 under par for the tournament. Still 5 under, playing the long uphill 8th. Third shot, a little pitch. He's put it stiff. This is for the birdie. And now Miller trails the leaders by only 1 shot. They're playing right behind him, and you can bet they've noticed this brilliant dash he's made. This is Coody on the 8th, third shot. A little chip and run that's running a bit too far. Good smooth stroke. Good all the way. Coody goes 8 under. In the very next twosome, Nicklaus. He's reached the front of the 8th green in 2. Banged that one way past. 12 feet past. Nicklaus goes 8 under. He and Coody now lead Miller by 2. Miller on the dangerous 11th, a 445-yard par 4. The green here bulges far out into Rays Creek, but Miller's gone right for the pen. And he's played an absolute beauty. The leaderboard tells us that Coody and Nicklaus have both parred the 9th. And this is John Miller going after his birdie 3 on the 11th, 10 feet. What thrilling golf this courageous youngster is playing. 12th tee, trailing the leaders by a single shot. Oh, it looks like the wind is holding the ball up a little. Yes, it thuds into the front bunker about 35 feet from the pin. The ball is half buried near the face of the bunker. He's gouged it out well. Jumping Jupiter. Johnny Miller has holed out from that bunker for a deuce. Frank Hannigan of the USGA is properly open-mouthed. And there's some question whether Miller knows where he's walking or if he appreciates just what he's done. That birdie, his 5th of the round, has vaulted him into a tie for the lead with Nicklaus and Coody. Still walking in circles. On the 12th, so often the pivotal hole in this tournament, Coody has made his par. Now, watched by the thousands massed behind the tee, Jack Nicklaus comes to the 12th, hitting an 8. The wind is catching that ball and tossing it back onto the front apron. A bad bounce, and it's rolling into Ray's Creek. The ball's resting on a tiny sandbar in the creek. Jack's going to try to play it. Just nudged it 8 or 9 feet forward onto the bank. That's all he could do. His 3rd, wedging it. About 12 feet past. Critical putt. If Nicklaus fails to hold it, he'll fall 2 strokes behind Coody and Miller. Read it perfectly. Jack escapes with a 4. Up ahead on the 14th, John Miller, 6-iron. Another sterling approach, covering the flag and finishing 6 feet away. This sensational charge by this handsome young athlete from out of the West has taken the galleries by storm. He has this birdie putt to seize the undisputed lead. Nine under par. Miller leads Coody by 1 shot. Nicklaus by 2. Now, if he hopes to overhaul the fast-flying Miller, Nicklaus must pick up a couple of birdies fast. His best chances, the 2 par 5s, the 13th and the 15th. Here on the 13th, no birdie for Nicklaus. His 2nd, a 4-iron, rolled over the green, and he needed 3 putts to get down. Miller, tee of the short 16th, still 9 under after parring, the 15th. A 5-iron hit full, coming down near the back of the green and bouncing into the back bunker. Johnny again played a very bold shot, but this one didn't quite come off. This lad really has gallery appeal. Key shot coming up. Stayed down beautifully. Fine shot. 8 feet past. Simultaneously, back on the 15th, playing his 2nd, Charles Coody. He appeared to cut that shot a fraction. It's veering off toward the bunker on the right. Just cleared it. On the 14th, Coody missed his par, and he now trails Miller by 2 shots. 16th, Miller, putting for his par. Off the rim of the cup. Johnny's lead is back to a single stroke. Or, to say it another way, If Coody can birdie the 15th by getting down in 2 from off the edge, he'll catch Miller. Not a good chip. About 8.5 feet. And with that dramatic clutch putt, Charles Coody moves into a tie for the lead with Johnny Miller. What an exciting tournament this has turned out to be. Nicklaus right behind Coody, playing his second to the 15th. Hit a 4-iron. It's flying way off to the right. Jack again took 3 to get down and again missed a critical chance to pick up a birdie. Coody, 16th tee. In the 1969 Masters, we're now watching a flashback of that tournament. It was on this hole, the 16th, that Charles Coody let the tournament slip away. A hooked tee shot into the bunker on the far left led to an indifferent recovery and 2 putts, a costly bogey. After Coody had missed his par on the 17th, a hooked approach to the home green resulted in a 3rd consecutive bogey. Will we be seeing a repetition this year of that tragic collapse? Apparently not. We are now back to this year's tournament. Coody has put his tee shot on the 16th, 15 feet from the flag. Dead center. Another superlative clutch putt. Another birdie. Charles Coody takes over the lead, a stroke ahead of Miller. Meanwhile, at the 18th green, a standing ovation for Miller. On the 17th, John got his par, but here on the 18th, a spot of trouble. After an errant drive, he lies 2 off to the right of the green. His chances for victory now are slim indeed, but however he finishes here, Johnny Miller has certainly won the hearts of golf fans everywhere. With his spectacular golf in this tournament, he is the one who introduced the element of excitement that is traditional at the Masters, and he has firmly established himself as one of the champions of tomorrow. Playing 3. Left it short. A bogey 5, but John Miller has brought in a dazzling pair of 68s on the 3rd and 4th rounds, and he finishes with a total of 281, 7 under par. A tremendous performance. However, Charles Coody is not home yet. On the 17th, bunkered after pulling his drive. Got it out well, and the ball's finishing short of the green. That was an excellent recovery from that bunker. A ticklish little chip.
Up there. Come on.
He couldn't have played it better. Coody has scrambled out his par, a good gritty par. 18th hole, 2nd shot. Almost home now. Played a 6-iron, and he's hit a very good-looking approach that's landing close to the pin. A real champion shot. 2 for his par from about 25 feet. He'll just try to get this close. Attacking left. Congratulations from Tom Weiskopf, his playing partner, and from his caddy, Walter Pritchett. Charles Coody is not yet the official winner of this tournament. Jack Nicklaus is still on the course with an arithmetic chance to tie. But for all intents and purposes, Coody with a final round of 70 and a total of 279, 9 under par, will be the victor here. And it might be added, a thoroughly deserving and stout-hearted winner. And this is Nicklaus on the 18th. In order to tie, Jack must hold out this approach shot, a 7-iron. Oh, he's hit an awfully good shot, landing to the left, his left of the pin. Jack Nicklaus's dreams of a Grand Slam are over for this year. Jack congratulates the now official winner, Charles Coody. Joined by Mrs. Coody, the new champion is driven to the presentation ceremony. Here are the final standings. The green coat of victory for the champion, Charles Coody. The authentic hero of the 1971 Masters, Coody shook off the nightmare of his defeat in the 1969 tournament. Down the stretch with John Miller performing all kinds of prodigies, and with the great Jack Nicklaus at his heels, Charles Coody played the last 4 holes in 2 under par. A triumph of resolution.